Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
The wind turbine on top of the storm shelter sucked off, and I knew we was in the tornado.
Tornado's on the ground, coming into Cole.
The damage is unbelievable.
You folks in Cole, lowest level, center part of the house, go now. There's the tornado.
I got major debris in the air, David. I got to get out of the way.
It sounded like a freight train. My ears kept popping.
It's going to Shawnee. Shawnee, Shawnee, Shawnee. It's right here, Val.
It's a big funnel.
It's right here, Val.
It's a big funnel.
Val, it should be almost on top of you.
Tornado wiped us out. This is what we have. I'm laughing to keep from crying.
Oklahomans are here to help their neighbors. There's no doubt about that.
3 people are now confirmed dead after severe storms and tornadoes carved a violent path across central Oklahoma.
Governor Stitt now declaring a state of emergency for 5 counties. Our crews are out with team coverage from the communities hardest hit.
And we're going to hear from them in a moment, but first we do want to check in with Chief Meteorologist David Payne. And David, we're talking about 7 hours of nonstop storms.
Yeah, you know, and it took off yesterday about 4 o'clock, and we didn't go off the air last night until midnight. So what a wild day it was, guys. And all the ingredients came together to really give us this big outbreak, this tornado outbreak. Trackers were out yesterday, and boy, were they. And I mean, we had everybody out. Large tornadoes, very broad circulations, EF1s, EF2s, EF3s. And a lot of these taking place within an area of about 40 miles, 50 miles around Oklahoma City. I mean, look at the size of these tornadoes. They were very, very large, doing damage just to the south and southeast of Oklahoma City proper. So a crazy day for sure. Largest team of trackers out yesterday, bringing that to you live all afternoon and all evening long, along with Jim Gardner up top. Yesterday, well, we had 12 tornadoes. That's the early number. That'll change some. I can tell you this, it beat the record number of 6. So record number of tornadoes going on yesterday. All right, so here's where they took place. You can see the tornadoes here. We had the one in the South Metro that Val Castor was on, and then Val got in on the action a little bit later over near Shawnee. But all the tornadoes down near Cole, Etowah, up to Shawnee, and then from there up towards Meeker. That's where you picked up your dozen tornadoes there. And right now, the Cole tornado rated as an EF3. Everything else not quite rated yet, EF1s, EF2s, EF0s, and then the Etowah and the Shawnee tornado rated as an EF2. So that is more than enough. We're going to keep it quiet for a while. Big storm headed our way again, but will we see severe weather out of that next big storm? 9-day forecast coming up. Guys, back to you.
David, thank you. And as we just saw of the dozen or so tornadoes last night, the one that tore through Cole appears to have been the strongest.
And again, preliminary reports saying that's an EF3 tornado. Our Haley Wager joining us now live. And Haley, we just learned that the county has transitioned from a search and rescue operation to one of safety and security.
That's right, Amanda. Karl, where I'm standing right now is home to less than 600 people here in Cole and McLean County. They're still doing their initial damage assessments, but told me just moments ago that there's between 50 and 100 structures damaged and still counting. Now, driving through town today, we saw downed power lines, trees fallen over, homes completely leveled, and debris just littering the streets. Governor Stitt came here to Cole this afternoon, declared a state of emergency for 5 counties, including here in McLean. And sadly, we know that at least 2 of the 3 confirmed deaths happened here in Cole. One of those was on the scene of the tornado, and the other one after a suspected heart attack on the way to the hospital. The Sheriff's Department tells us one of those is confirmed to be Michael Bradshaw. And now there's a lot of damage here, and if anybody in McLean County or in Cole is needing resources, the Sheriff's Department and authorities have a temporary shelter set up at Washington High School just a few miles down the road. There's food and water, and any resources you need can be found there. Live in McLean County, Haley Waker, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Haley, thank you. Our Jennifer Pierce also live in Cole with more team coverage.
And Jen, what we're seeing today, so many people in that town have lost everything they own, and we know you talked to a family that really took the brunt of the storm.
The Birdwell farm just behind me took a direct hit. Now, they tell me they are thankful to be alive and for the community who jumped in to help with recovery efforts. as the violent storm passed through McLean County Wednesday night.
It seemed like it lasted 20 minutes.
Dangerous winds knocked out power and sent debris flying everywhere. First responders raced to help the wounded.
The wind turbine on top of the storm shelter sucked off, and I knew we was in the tornado.
Daylight hours revealed the storm's path cut through the town of Cole. Larry and Robbie Bridwell's property became ground zero. 2 homes, a barn, and decades of family memories were destroyed.
It's everything that his whole entire family has ever worked super hard for, and it's gone. Every bit of it is gone.
The couple, their daughter, and grandmother rode out the storm in this shelter.
The first thing with my mind was the door coming open.
Yeah.
And I tried to get it between my door and my family. I was trying to think how I was going to stop them.
They survived the terrifying storm only to find extensive damage. But it didn't take long for their community to lend a helping hand.
We are so blessed by our church family, our friends, our community, our teachers for our kids, my work, my boss. We are so beyond blessed by people that just love us.
The family did lose a horse, but say the rest of their livestock was safe and untouched. Live in McLean County, Jennifer Pierce, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Image out there, heartbreaking to see.
Absolutely, yeah.
Want to take you out to Shawnee now, where that storm has a preliminary EF2 ranking.
And we have seen cars crumpled and walls ripped from homes. And right now, roads in that area still remain closed. Our Colby Thielen is there live now with the latest. Colby.
Karl, Amanda, emergency management tells us that there are at least 30 or more homes that are completely destroyed based on their preliminary estimation. We have to imagine this is one of them. This is the garage for this duplex in the front, completely leveled. The other side, the family's home, also the roof completely collapsed. Take a look over here on this side of the cul-de-sac. This has to be one of the hardest hit areas, about a mile from I-40, just off of Kickapoo Street. Another garage destroyed. The family here at the end of the cul-de-sac said that today they had pictures and artwork that did not belong to them inside their kitchen. They suspect it's from the storage facility just across the street. And on the other side of the cul-de-sac, just the next property over, the place is now flat. We're told that that is a daycare. Fortunately, according to emergency management, no major injuries were reported here in Shawnee, and just looking at the damage, that's quite significant. Of course, there is a lot of cleanup ahead. Crews are already hard at work. In Shawnee, Colby Thielen, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Colby, thanks for your reporting there. All right, still ahead, David spent his morning assessing the damage and connecting with the communities he helped protect last night. His report on the way.
A night of tornadoes.
Tornado, tornado, tornado.
And powerful hail.
Tennis ball size hail.
The team that's better equipped for you.
The most powerful live radar in Oklahoma, and our data is not delayed, and it matters.
The most experienced trackers for you.
I've seen multiple funnels. Tornado on the ground, David.
The Oklahoma weather expert.
This is going to be a News 9 tornado warning.
Working all night for you.
This is a big tornado.
David Payne and his team, only on Oklahoma's own News 9.